Sean Diddy Combs is saying he's sorry 2 days after a video exclusively obtained by CNN shows him beating Cassie Ventura inside a hotel in 2016.
This is the end of the Diddy story as we know it.
Let's dive into one of the most shocking updates shaking up the entertainment world right now. You won't believe this, but it looks like Sean Diddy Combs is finding a way out of what seemed like an inescapable legal nightmare. Yes, the same Diddy who's been under intense scrutiny for a storm of allegations and accusations over the past few years. Just when it seemed like the walls were closing in, the tide appears to be shifting. Is this the turning point that changes everything for him, or just the calm before another storm? Buckle up, this is one wild ride.
Problems that the defense has brought up originally, but it seems like, just from reading this 14-page indictment, that there is enough physical evidence to perhaps get a conviction in this case. We shall see. These are allegations.
Here's the tea. Diddy just scored a major legal victory, and it's got everyone talking. A New York judge has dismissed several key claims in the high-profile lawsuit filed against him by producer Rodney Lil Rod Jones. If you've been keeping up with this saga, you know that Lil Rod made some jaw-dropping allegations against the music mogul, accusing him of serious misconduct and impropriety while working on Diddy's project, the Love album, Off the Grid. And these weren't just typical industry disputes. These were explosive claims that painted a dark and unsettling picture of what allegedly happened behind closed doors.
This, along with Cassie's lawsuit that you talked about earlier that was settled, reads a lot like what we saw in the R. Kelly case in the EDNY.
But hold up, not so fast. In a surprising twist, the judge overseeing the case, Jay Paulin, didn't dismiss all of Lil Rod's accusations. In a detailed 31-page ruling, the judge threw out multiple charges, including those related to racketeering and breach of contract. Why? Well, according to the court, the evidence simply didn't hold up. The judge ruled that Lil Rod failed to prove he suffered any harm from a violation of the so-called RICO Act. And that payment dispute over his work on the Love album? Yeah, that got tossed out too. The court determined that any alleged failure to pay him wasn't tied to any larger wrongdoing. Ouch.
It's very scary for myself, and it has me worried about my kids and just sleeping with anxiety.
And it doesn't stop there. Claims of emotional distress? Also dismissed. The judge called those accusations too vague and lacking in detail, essentially not strong enough to hold up in court. You have to wonder how Lil Rod and his team are feeling after this. His attorney, Tyrone Blackburn, didn't come out unscathed either. The judge outright criticized his filings, saying they were filled with inaccurate legal claims and unprofessional personal attacks on opposing counsel. Yikes! Still, Blackburn isn't backing down. He told Rolling Stone that a win is a win and insists the real fight is just beginning. He hinted that the discovery phase could reveal even more, but the question remains, how much more? And will it be enough to shift the case in their favor? Now, don't get it twisted. This doesn't mean Diddy is in the clear just yet. While a big chunk of the lawsuit has been stripped away, some of the most shocking allegations are still standing. The court is allowing claims tied to inappropriate conduct and questionable behavior to move forward, particularly under the Trafficking Victims Protection Act. And here's the kicker. It's not just Diddy under scrutiny. His chief of staff, Christina Coram, is also in the hot seat. According to the lawsuit, Jones alleges he was coerced into uncomfortable situations, including being transported across state and international borders for questionable purposes. That's serious stuff, and the fact that these claims weren't dismissed suggests that this legal battle is far from over.
Okay, moving on. Diddy being accused of assault by male employee.
Oh my God, no.
Yes, oh my God, yes.
But let's talk about the elephant in the room. Yeah, you just couldn't stay out of this one. In a move as controversial as it is headline-grabbing, Kanye West recently came out in full support of Diddy. And not just any support. We're talking about a full-blown social media rant where he accused Lil Rod and others of trying to extort Diddy. How everybody got a story, but they so mad at Puff. Ye reportedly wrote in one of his now-deleted posts. He even went as far as suggesting that some of the allegations were exaggerated or outright fabricated for financial gain. Love him or hate him, Ye's voice carries weight, and his public backing of Diddy has definitely added a new layer to the narrative. But the real question is, Will it help or hurt Diddy's case in the long run? And let's not forget the ripple effect this has had on public perception. Some fans are rallying behind Diddy, arguing that the dismissed charges prove there's a lack of real evidence against him. Others, however, see this as yet another example of a powerful figure dodging accountability. Social media is on fire with debates. Are Diddy's lawyers just better at playing the game, or were the accusations truly as weak as the judge suggested? Either way, this case is shaping up to be one of the most polarizing celebrity controversies in recent memory.
Listen to everybody, but you believe all proof.
Believe the facts.
This video is proof.
Oh, hands down proof.
You know?
But what does this mean for Diddy's future? Could this be the start of a comeback, or just a temporary reprieve in a much bigger battle? Let's not forget, this isn't the only case on Diddy's plate. There are still multiple lawsuits and allegations swirling around, some even more shocking than Lil Rod's. And then there are the federal criminal charges, an entirely different beast. Legal experts warn that if prosecutors build a strong case, the consequences could be severe. So while this latest court ruling might feel like a win for Diddy, the road ahead is anything but smooth.
I've had clients describe MDC as hell, as the worst conditions they've been in.
Here's the deal, Diddy's legal battles are far from over, and the stakes couldn't be higher. His recent courtroom win against Lil Rod might seem like a victory, but it's just one chapter in a much bigger fight. The allegations against him keep piling up, and with multiple lawsuits and even federal charges still looming, his empire is hanging by a thread. And then there's the Cassie situation. Her accusations shook the industry, but things got even messier when key evidence was suddenly called into question. The biggest controversy? That now infamous 2016 hotel video. Diddy's legal team claims the footage was tampered with, while Cass's team insists it's the real deal. Meanwhile, whispers of behind-the-scenes pressure and attempts to silence witnesses are only fueling speculation. Beyond the courtroom, public perception is just as critical. Some fans still stand by Diddy, while others see his legal maneuvers as a way to dodge accountability. Even fellow celebrities seem divided, with some offering support and others staying noticeably silent. At the heart of it all is a much larger reckoning within the industry, one where power, influence, and long-held secrets are being brought into the spotlight. The question is, will Diddy weather the storm, or is this just the beginning of his downfall? What do you think? Is Diddy's recent legal win a sign of things turning around, or just a temporary reprieve before more trouble hits? And what about Cass's case? Will her allegations hold up, or will Diddy's team find a way to discredit the evidence? Drop your thoughts below, and stay tuned, because this saga is far from over.